have a leak. So we're gonna make a little geographical jump from latitude 36 south in Ecuador up to around 48 north on the west coast of the USA. I've gotten an email last year from one of my followers asking if I wanted to crew for him sailing his sailboat from Seattle through British Columbia up to Alaska. Some of you might know that I've always dreamt of sailing up there in the north, and since I don't know if or when I will be able to do that with Carl, I decided to take up the opportunity and jump ship for a couple of weeks. Before we cast off the lines in Seattle, I wanted to let you know that we're offering a 25% discount on the full movie-length documentary Untie the Lines. So if you're still looking for some entertainment during these cold winter days, or if you're still looking for a Christmas present for a friend, then just hit the link below to get your 25% discount. Alright, let's hit the fast forward button and travel from Bahia Caracas in Ecuador all the way up to Edmonds in Washington State, United States of America. Who are you?
I'm John Brownlow. We're just planning our trip north. We're going to take Nika on a little bit of a different trip this time. It won't be tropical. It will be a little more into the Canadian wilds. So we'll be going up the inside of Vancouver Island. So we'll be heading here from roughly north of Seattle up through the San Juan Islands and then into the Gulf Islands, what they call the Gulf Islands. And this is Vancouver Island. There's Vancouver over here. And then we'll be working our way up the Strait of Georgia into what they call Desolation Sound. And then we'll head up through the Broughtons and so on and around Cape Caution. And then we'll take a route that sort of follows what they call the inside passage that the cruise liners take. And we'll be heading up here and north of this into the southern part of Alaska to Ketchikan. So roughly about 750 nautical miles or so.
So you promised me we're going to see orcas and bears and otters, I heard?
I don't know that I promised, yes, but we'll definitely see orca. We will see humpback whales, and if we're lucky, we will see bear, and we will see sea otters.
Yay! Okay, we're on our way from Edmonds to Bainbridge Island to pick up a sailboat, which is called Persistence. And we have to take a ferry with the car, and Shelley is going to tell you what Bainbridge Island, where the name comes from.
And Commodore Bainbridge was an explorer around this region. He lost his boat a couple of times, I hear, his ship, I should say.
He's got a great hairdo.
Hi, can I get a round trip car and driver and then one passenger, please? One way.
We already lost the captain because he
fell overboard.
he fell overboard on the car ride. No, but he forgot the car keys at home, the boat keys at home. So we had a little driver swap, and now we're on the ferry. And maybe he's gonna make it, but most likely not. Whoa. Dude, you gotta crash. Okay. Although John jogged to the house to grab the boat keys and back to the ferry in record time, he just missed the ferry, so Shelley and I waited for him on the other side.
freezer, fridge.
Yep. Storage. Sort of stuff. 2 singles. Down
Oh, that's so cute.
And aft you have the ships.
Oh, wow.
Next.
Ooh. Navigation table. The master's cabin.
Yep.
Sweet. Man, this is like a whole living room. Alright, we're off the dock as usual with the finest weather. There's nasty big dark clouds just behind us, and we're just gonna move 15-16 miles from Eagle Harbor Marina to a marina in Edmonds. So probably, well, around 2.5 hours, I suppose. There's about 3 to 5 knots of wind, so we're motoring, but the colors are really pretty. The clouds are amazing. It's a bit cold, and have to get used to the sailing in cold environment again. We're reaching our first port of call, which I already forgot the name of. It's here in Edmonds, and we have another day of provisioning tomorrow, and then the next morning we're going to cast off 5 o'clock in the morning, so the tide is going to bring us out to San Juan Island. And it's Right, we are in Edmonds Harbor and we're about to leave. We're gonna go to San Juan, but there's a gale warning, so maybe we're gonna change plan. Is that your logbook?
Yep.
Ready to go, Captain?
Down.
He's so used to doing it himself. Captain? Well, this captain reminds me a little bit of myself, being too used to doing everything by himself on his boat, taking away all the work for the crew. But we made it off the dock, and now just gonna see where we're gonna go. We're gonna go on the inside passage further to the west than we actually planned because of the gale warning, and then we'll see what the day brings. Captain's having a second breakfast. Righty-ho! We're on our way! Out in the bay! So we're just gonna see how the weather's gonna change and then see if we have to stay in the inside passage or if we can make it all the way up to San Juan. So, as usual, when you sail with Nika, there is an engine issue. We just have a little bit of high oil pressure, so I just checked the oil and at least it's still nice and black. It's not white or anything, so maybe either blocked filter or a little too much oil. The dipstick is a little over where it should be. I'm just gonna try and take some oil out, just see if that does the trick. The oil pressure is a little too high for just the little amount that we have too much of oil, but I'm gonna check that and see if that makes a difference. John? Yeah? I'll have to lift up the other side. Is that also possible to lift up the side that's below the table? Because the pump is on this side. Alright, I found the oil pump. There it is. Still a little too high, so I'm going to take a little more out. Alright, so I took out some oil. The alarm is gone, but now that we've taken a closer look at the gauges, figured out that it's actually not the oil pressure of the main engine, but the oil pressure of the gearbox. So, hunting down another manual and see what's going on. We have nice wind, 15 to 25 knots. A bit gusty. So John, what happened? I think first of all you told me I wouldn't have to bring any clothes for engine work. we're out 2 hours and already studying studying the manual. Alrighty, so the next fun thing that we're gonna check is the transmission. Ooh, careful. How long did we motor now?
2 hours.
Oh no, but it's here. Yeah, and then it probably went on this way and then dripped off here. The fact is, you have a leak. Well, it seems that we have a leak in the transmission. The rear oil seal seems to be leaking. So we're going back 11 miles or something to Everett and have somebody look at it and possibly change the oil seal. Now that we turned around, it's picking up to 36 knots, right on the nose. Alright, let's see what the weather's doing outside. This is what I do for you. This is what I do for you. Go out into the weather. Beautiful storm. So we've had the mechanic over. He confirmed that it was the seal was gone. So right now, I changed into my work clothes, feeling right at home, and we're gonna do whatever we can do by ourselves, which is taking off the coupling and these kind of things. There's this. He also said that there is a problem with the alignment. I'm not familiar with these little U thingies, but he said that they're often, if you look at them, you can actually tell that it's a little bit too far to the side. So what we have to do is we have to change the rear oil seal and then put it back together and then do the alignment. Right, we're advancing. We got the bolts off. John put all his force into it, and now with a little bit of persuasion, we're getting the coupling of the universal joint off. So we're gonna pull that backwards and then we'll know more. We're on our way to pick up our little tranny from Harbour Marine because they changed the rear oil seal for us, and we're getting a new gasket for the rear bell housing as well. And they even renewed the spray paint. It's gonna be all beautiful and fancy. And they did it right away, which is really nice of them. Started early this morning, and now we're just about to pick it up. Going in through the back door.
So that was what got replaced?
Those are some of what got replaced. Yeah, the ceiling.
Yeah.
All that need to get replaced because it kind of got squished there.
Right.
And then these are kind of standard replace.
Okay.
So, that into your
yeah.
All right.
And you painted it.
Of course we painted it.
Sweet. And you're super fast as well. Good. All right, there's the baby. Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you so much. Righty, you're happy?
Oh yes, ecstatic.
Ooh, we've got lots of goodies.
It helps to have a, media personality with you.
All right, we've got our little tranny back, and the people from Harbour Marine, they were just the sweetest, really, really great people, very helpful, and had a good little chat. And well, if you ever have an issue in Everett, go check them out. They do a fabulous job. And this is not a sponsored talk. Alrighty, we left the dock in Everett. It's about 4 or 5 o'clock, I guess. And the transmission is fixed. We're gonna head out a little bit further north because we're already 24 hours behind schedule. And we're just gonna find a nice anchorage for the night and then see where we can head tomorrow. I'm testing out my new dead cat, which is this kind of like fuzzy thing around your microphone, because it might be a little bit more windy than usual in the next days. Realigning the cardanic shaft of Persistence would have been quite the project, and the mechanic told us that it would be okay to tackle this issue once Persistence was back from her journey to Alaska. Well, let's hope that that's really the case and that we won't run into any more problems along the way. But more about that next week.